For more than 100 years, Lanier High School has been a cornerstone of academic excellence here in Jackson, shaping the lives of countless students. It boasts many notable alumni, including Lerone Bennett Jr., Monte Ellis, and Richard Wright. As the saying goes, legacies are constructed daily on 833 Maple Street.
833.
833.
833.
The numbers 833 shine brightly outside Lanier Junior Senior High, over on 833 Maple Street.
833.
833.
833 for life. Always, baby.
You're looking at history. Lanier was the city of Jackson's first and oldest junior high school for African Americans.
I guess we were kind of isolated from the white community. We didn't have a lot of interactions with only within a certain jurisdiction.
As C.J. Reed and Lee Bernard attended Lanier in the 1960s, when racial tensions were high and separate but equal was the norm in the South.
We didn't have any white people in our neighborhood, and I grew up in Georgetown, and that's the way it was. White neighborhood, black neighborhood.
Because of that, the historic institution was birthed in the sands of segregation, opening its doors in 1925. In fact, the school was named after William Henry Lanier. Born a slave, he became the first superintendent of black schools in the capital city.
We talk about historically black colleges and universities, but the historically black high schools were the foundations of education.
136 Ash Street was the founding location. Then in 1954, a new structure was designed over on Maple Street. And despite the overcast of racism and prejudice, the move did not abort the mission of academic excellence, integrity, and resilience at Lanier.
Well, Lanier was a part of the civil rights movement. One of the first, if not the first school to walk out and to demonstrate. A lot of the individuals who were at Lanier were first in a lot of positions.
When you think about the educators when the school first started back in the 20s, think about how hard it was for African Americans to get even educated to teach.
Ramona Clay Alexander is the general manager and vice president of WDBD Fox 40 and a proud graduate of Lanier.
I grew up hearing about Lanier because my mother lived right across the street from old Lanier. So my mom went, all her siblings went, and then my siblings went, I went, and my neighbors, my cousins, just so many people that I know.
For these alumni, Lanier was more than just a school. It was a village. A village that protected, cared, and created scholars who were taught to stand tall with fearless and tenacious outlooks.
Every single student, the community, the alumni, they make you feel it. And they teach you how to fight to get whatever it is that you want and not to give up. They give you confidence. When you walk out of Lanier, you think you can conquer the world.
And that mandate to strive for excellence in the midst of adversity helped to shape many successful and notable African Americans here in the state and around the world.
One of the first enrollees at Lanier in 1925 was Richard Wright, a noted author. He wrote several books which we were assigned to read: Native Sons, Black Boy, The Ebony of Jet, and the editor, rather, of Jet and Ebony magazine, Lerone Bennett, who was a 1945 graduate. We have politicians, people in civil service, all the way from Councilman Stokes, Board of Supervisors Robert Graham.
The first day I walked into Lanier, I knew that Dorothy Moore, who sings Misty Blue, one of my favorite songs.
Turns my whole world misty blue.
Everyone knows the Monte Ellises and the historic basketball team from 1964. So The history of Lanier and the notable alumni runs extremely deep.
Here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and...
And the high school was also a motivating force for alumnus Dr. Roderick Little. He is the director of bands at Jackson State University, and he also worked at Lanier.
And, I would like to think that the things that I'm going to lay here at Jackson State University, things I've done and things I will do in the future, will be a part of our Black history and lineage. And it all started at Lanier High School.
And Dr. Little also points out that JSU's band program is directly connected to Lanier.
It was actually during the time back in the 1940s, a gentleman by the name of Kermit Holly Sr., he actually took students from Lanier High School and brought them over to Jackson College to literally form the band here. And they also played in the orchestra as well. And so if it was not for those students at Lanier High School, there probably wouldn't be a Sonic Boom of the South.
And in the media world, award-winning journalist Randall Pinkston, who worked for WLBT and went on to join CBS as its White House correspondent, credits much of his success to Lanier.
I am thankful and blessed to have had the opportunity to be educated at the greatest high school in Jackson of all time. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Lanier remained segregated until 1969 when Jackson schools were integrated. And decades later, in 2007, the historic school was designated as a Mississippi landmark. This year now marks Lanier's 100th birthday, a centennial celebration that is filled with stories of survival, triumph, and magical moments for those proud members of the Bulldog Country.